Big thanks to our good friend Madison with a T. By the way, I wasn't talking about you, Madison, with a D, who's sitting across from me, by the way. Guys, you can hear that more microphones are open and hot because we've got two guests for the price of one here. One of the reasons we are here, by the way, is our friends at RaceTrac have made it possible for us to make a journey to TXTA deep in the heart of Texas. Of course, that means Austin. By the way, the place is filling up. A lot of stuff is going on. Lindsay, would you care to do the introduction?
I would love to. I love me some RaceTrac. You can check them out online by heading on over to RaceTrac. That's no K, RaceTrac.com. Check them out and the good people that got us here, and we're so grateful for them. We've got two of those people joining us today, Nick LaFalce and Madison Letts. Nick is the fleet marketing manager at RaceTrac, and Madison is the fleet and fuel marketing specialist. Marketing in both of their titles, these people know how to make a stink about the things that need to be made a stink of.
Telling stories is essentially that. Basically, you know, my brother is a really accomplished salesman, and somebody once said in front of him, well, you know, sales and marketing, it's all the same thing. And he went, no, it's not. I don't have the capability to do any of that. He said, if you give me a good marketing pitch, I can sell that, but it ain't the same thing. And you guys are very much invested, and we'll start with you, Nick, talking about the story that his RaceTrac wants to tell, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really what Madison and I are here for is getting the word out that, you know, RaceTrac has these truck accessible sites. For those of you that don't know, RaceTrac and our franchise brand RaceWay, we're a convenience store chain, about 800 locations across the Southeast, and we're up in Indianapolis and also Ohio at this time. Really what we're about now is growing our high-flow diesel stores, so these stores that are here for, you know, these truck drivers, and that's why we're here at TXTA.
And by the way, 800 stores in that specific region, that's a lot of territory that you're covering in that region. I just want to point that out because some people are 800 across the U.S. You're 800 in that dedicated region, so cover some ground. I see them everywhere I go in that area. So
yeah, for sure, and we're really growing on the truck stop side of things. You know, we're opening our 100th store this week actually with high flow diesel.
Congratulations.
So that's a pretty big milestone for us, and you know, most of our stores are for the four wheelers, but it's really a growing program for us to offer the menus for truck drivers.
Okay, so here's something else too, is that, you know, you often have to deal with noise. You know, we talk about the noise and the signal. We've all heard those fancy pants terms. You deal with noise inside of your own company. I don't mean that you guys have such a presence everywhere nationally. People know who you are, right, Madison? I mean, they know who you are. So anytime you have something new, you've got to almost kind of cut through who you are to say we're doing this new thing while still staying inside of the branding. You follow me so far?
I am.
Okay. So how did you do that? How do you do that? How do you carve out that space to say we've got this new thing along with all the groovy stuff we got going on already?
Yeah, I mean, one example is that we have Truck Driver Appreciation Month that's coming up, and that's a big thing that we want all of our drivers to know about, all of the drivers. We're really appreciative of them. Like, they are so imperative to our economy and to keep everything moving, and so we want to celebrate them that entire month. So for the entire month of September, once a week, they can redeem a free slice of pizza, they can get double rewards points on all fuel, and they can also get either a soda or a coffee, and that's once a week for the entire month of September.
That's a lot of money if you do the math. By the way, actually, that adds up.
For a lot of people out there.
For a lot of people out there. And it's interesting, too, because we have a lot of drivers, as you're saying, you know, RaceTrac, we're known, you guys are known, that's for four-wheelers. And so I know a lot of drivers that call, they'll be like, oh, yeah, RaceTrac is where I go if I'm in my car, but, you know, maybe I go over here if I'm in my truck, not realizing the transition. So from a marketing perspective, it's really, I mean, you want to go out and scream. We're actually, you can do both now. What would you say is the maybe key through line to be truckers be like, we're your one stop for both when you're in your car or when you're on the job?
Well, I heard this really good term about a week ago. Someone called it a truck through. I know we're used to the term truck stop, but I think for RaceTrac, we do at some of our travel centers, we have like parking and overnight amenities, like just the parking mainly. We don't have any showers or laundry. We're mainly a fuel play. So really, that's like what's big for us is like letting people know that they have the fuel. We accept many major fuel cards like EFS, Comdata, all that. We also offer a really robust inside offer like hot food, great beverage selection, everything like that. And so I always try to say, it's really mainly the fuel, but we also have, at some of our stores like the parking and Catskills, things like that.
That's big. And also, real quick, Jim, to Madison's point, for Driver Appreciation Week, thank you for giving the drivers the quote unquote freebies, the things that actually matter. I've been to a lot of these truck driver appreciation events at places, and it's like, oh, we're giving them a free hat, and it's like, that's a koozie, and they're like, oh, that's great.
Because what a driver needs is one more koozie.
Yeah, give me the thing that I have every day. Coffee and food. Like, give them the things that matter, that keep them fueled while you're fueling them. Like, thank you for doing that, because that's a big knock. It's a hit on y'all financially to do that for every truck driver that comes through, but you understand that's what matters and keeps them coming back outside of just September, right? Mm-hmm. Well done, Madison.
Thank you.
I don't know if that was your idea, but well done.
By the way, my favorite racetrack, I have a favorite racetrack, and the only thing I'm going to miss about Ocean Springs, we used to have studios in Ocean Springs. I have to drive from New Orleans to Ocean Springs occasionally to go kind of get on the air.
Which is
there.
in Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi. When making that drive, the one thing I look forward to is that I knew at the crack of doom, when everything else was closed, despite some places saying open 24 hours, not being open 24 hours, looking at you, McDonald's, I would get to RaceTrac, though, guys, and there would be these smiling people. And even on Christmas morning when I had to go do the show, there were two smiling people behind the counter. Can you talk about the idea of, about that presence, what it means and what kind of service people can expect when they get there? And best iced coffee is terrific, by the way. Y'all's iced coffee maker actually got it figured out. It doesn't pour too much in, doesn't overflow on the pour. But can you kind of talk about the kind of service people can expect and what the facilities are like?
Yeah, for sure. To your point about iced coffee, I make iced coffee every morning. I have like 3 cups of iced coffee because RaceTrac iced coffee is amazing, so you can't go wrong there. But yeah, so just expecting like smiling faces, like you said, and people to come in. Like, again, like these drivers, they're on the road all day, every day. And, the last thing they need is to go in and not, be greeted with so much thankfulness and excitement. And so RaceTrac and RaceWay as well, we just care a lot about making sure that they're well received. Like when we have those TDM offers, but also our rewards point is important to note as well. They go in onto our app and they ID themselves as drivers, as professional drivers. You put semi-truck, they can get all these points that they can redeem for select stuff in store, but they get points on everything, on their fuel, on their things in store. So just more things for them to be able to look forward to in addition to that service that they're going to get when they come into the store.
And a reminder again, you're going to get double points in September for Truck Driver Appreciation Week. So if you're listening now and maybe RaceTrac or RaceWay hasn't been your normal stop, at least give it a shot every time in September. If they don't win you over in September, move along. But I bet they will.
I mean, they might only get a slice a week, but they should still come in every single day for those double points.
Double points, man. That adds up.
It adds up.
Nick, a little backstory on you. How did you get into this racket?
Well, when I came into RaceTrac 2 years ago, really we were so focused on convenience store marketing, for the four-wheelers. And so my background's in trucking, worked at a small family-owned business in Atlanta. We sold flatbed tarps and like dump truck tarp systems, things for like load securement. So I've had a couple of years of experience. I used to also work at a telematics company doing marketing, so I've had experience speaking to those fleet managers and fleet audiences.
It's amazing how we put our careers together, isn't it? But we take who we are, and then we take what we have learned, and we take our job experience, and it ends up putting us in a position like you are right now. So you're able to draw from all those different points of experience. Did you feel, and in regards to your own experience, your family experience, the trucking experience, do you feel it gives you a special insight into these men and women?
I think so. I think overall, I really respect that, our company takes the effort to find people like Madison and myself. We both have experience in the trucking business, and we know how tough it is day in and day out for these drivers to, be doing their daily routes or, if they're long haul, overnight. So it's really just important to us, that we are resonating with this audience and, showing how hard it is for them.
Talk about your trucking background experience.
Yeah, so right out of college, I went into what was formerly known as Coyote Logistics. They are now owned by RXO. And so I did sales. I was on the customer side, so I was, bringing in a book of business, but I also fortunately got to work with drivers occasionally when doing that and getting to know, just the ins and the outs of the logistics world.
There's something else, aren't they?
It is, and I enjoyed it. It was a great learning experience, and, without being there and without getting that experience in sales and in logistics, I wouldn't have found how much I actually really enjoy working in the trucking industry. I have a lot of appreciation for the truckers now that have seen both sides of it, working on the sales side and like booking those loads, and then also working on the side of marketing RaceTrac to drivers. And that brought me to RaceTrac like a little over a year after I was working there. And now I love it. I love RaceTrac, and I love working for the drivers, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you work in marketing, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, you often have to give a voice to multiple voices of the people that you represent, especially when it's something like RaceTrac, when it is families, it is lonesome travelers, it is truck drivers. And so exposure to each and every one of those voices allows you to then hone a voice that speaks to all of them while still kind of carving out individual moments for them as well.
We've got about a minute left. I want to know, you mentioned the iced coffee, as we all love, both to Nick and Madison. I'll start with you, Nick. 2 of your favorite products, your go-tos when you're in a racetrack.
This is really specific, but I like the rye chips. Those are one of my favorite things.
Okay.
So favorite part Chex Mix, and then I also really love our pizza. I'm a big pizza.
The pizza, slice a month, or slice a week.
A week.
A slice a week in September.
Every week.
What
in
kind of,
September.
what slice are you getting?
Oh, we have this really good buffalo chicken pizza that we recently did, so that's one of my favorites.
All right. Madison, outside of iced coffee, what are your go-tos?
My first one has to be the RaceTrac kettle jalapeno chips. I have a bag of those every day. It's actually really embarrassing. They're so delicious. And then I really like.
Why are you embarrassed?
I don't know.
Embrace.
A bag of chips a day.
A bag of chips a day.
But if you're going to do it
do
it that way.
Jalapeno.
If you're gonna do it, get the RaceTrac brand and get the jalapeno. Just trust me on it. Just try it.
Noted.
And then my second one will probably be the freeze. I love the freezes.
What's the freeze?
They're ice. There are ices.
They're
We call them
ices.
the freezes. So try those two. They're
Oh
also
my
really
God,
good.
we could make a trucking song out of that. They call me the freeze. Oh wait, that's already a song. It's just okay. Never
I
mind.
keep drinking down the road. Our good friends at RaceTrac, racetrac.com, TRAC.com. Go check them out. Truck Driver Appreciation Month in September. If you haven't been going there, or if you have, check them out. You're going to get double the points every day you come in. You're going to get a free slice of pizza a week, and you're going to get a drink or a coffee. Come on, that's what to do. Choose the coffee. Keep running. RaceTrac fuels you down the road. Madison and Nick, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you to RaceWay and RaceTrac for getting us here and being able to communicate the messages for TXTA.
We'll be back tomorrow, by the way. Would you please hit that music, Madison? For God's sake, hit that music. No, not Madison with a D, Madison with a T. Get me out of here. RGR, join the resistance, make the miracle happen. YouTube, Odyssey, iHeart. I'm going to keep on talking until they cut me off.